last 1.5 seconds. You can get the splitter assault. What's the delay? Yeah, I mean, you can do it. But yeah, I'm curious. We'll see. Well, no need to theory craft it. We'll see how it settles down. Looks like up top. I don't remember who plays which role, especially after their roster changes, losing Slicks and picking up some of these new players. Not sure how they'll set up these lanes. One thing is for sure, old Tootie, he's going to be in the off lane on the Centaur. He's a resident Centaur player.
How can you forget a name like that? Tootie.
Tootie. I like Tootie. It's a fun name. It's good stuff. Tootie Fruity. Well, looks like in the mid it will be Fixers on the Naga, so it will be a safe lane try, but who's the core? Maybe we can tell by the items here. Lesh has picked up the Soul Ring recipe, 2 branches and some regen.
I think it's Lesh.
McGee, yeah, he's just on regen, and Risk here, he'll be on the Ancient Apparition, so we got a safe lane farm in Lesh by Musica.
I'm liking that. You got Godot, of course, on your Ogre Magi, and to round out this trifecta, it's Risk on your Ancient Apparition. But on the other side for MVP, they've switched roles as well. March, who was formerly the Warlock player on the support role, is now going to be the big bad Terrorblade here on the MVP side.
MVP Phoenix is pretty flexible with their roles, which is something that they've done for quite a while. But Ryzen will be safe lane farming on the Jakiro.
It's the immediate liquid fire on the tower on the bottom lane. I've never really seen that before. I got to get some early damage in right there.
All right, I mean, to be fair,
almost chucks it down to 100.
Yeah, like, he does like 100 damage in exchange
roughly,
for a tank. I guess that's... I've never really seen that either. But all right, so he'll be supporting March down bottom on the Terrorblade, like you said. So QO will go mid this time on the Invoker. That puts Forever in the off lane on his Prophet. And then we've got Heen here on the Earthshaker, the Ground Pound Master. He'll just be walking around, making some bass and tremble. And we'll see where he ends up, but I reckon he'll be roaming a fair bit with.
Man, Forever might be in trouble here. Convenient invis here on Godai. He shoves him from behind. He's like clubbing him home right now. This is going to be first blood.
Yeah,
very easy first blood, man. The Ancient Apparition with that chilling touch is just so freaking good.
This is a pretty scary tri lane in terms of kill potential, though. The setup from the Ogre with your Split Earth, and then old Frosty there with that extra chilling
50
touch.
damage for, what, 3 attacks? That's 3 times 5. That's 150 on one. 150 on the other. That's 300. And another 150. That's 450. My math is good.
Hashtag calculator. Well done, sir. So Tootie in the off lane. He's not going to be getting too much. He'll just try to intercept the pole camp here. Does go for this return level 1, which is actually a bit risky. Ryzen's going to do a lot of damage to him here and won't have another liquid fire, but Tootie doesn't really get the better of that exchange. Maybe he'll luck out and find a regen rune or something, but we'll have to head back out of the lane and chew down a couple of those tangos.
Forever's like, I don't want any more of that lane. He goes right over to the jungle and gets started there. And it's going to be Heen who kind of ventures towards that area. But even he will have a bit of a hard time if he wants to try to contest it out. So he'll just get the early guidance towards this rune area as it's about to spawn at the 2-minute mark. But already as well, CSW know that this is going to be popping up, and Ogre's one of the best. But there's your fissure. It's going to block him all the way back and around. But he actually will not be able to make it through. Forever comes in and makes it happen right now and quickly snags up that
pick me up there. Not so bad. And
nice little bounty.
It actually was a regen in the bottom, but Centaur's not the one that's lucky enough to grab it. It is Jakiro. So rune control going the way of MVP Phoenix. But again, this is another Quas Wex Invoker coming out. So we'll go for phase boots early on, but QO going solo mid, looking to control some tempos.
More crowd control, I suppose, and it's assisting their Terrorblade like we saw previously on the other team. And he's looking to make it work. So after we don't see really any Quas Wex, we see twice today.
Yeah, definitely a rarity. But Heen up top. Oh, buddy, you're in deep. I don't know what you're thinking there, pal, but that's going to be first class ticket aboard the feed train as they get another kill up in the top. This time Magooch picks up the last hit, but Lesh, look at this, going for the lightning build here, Dakota.
This is like just so nice. I mean, the stun. So double sets of stun, the slow from also 2 sets of stun, 2 sets of slows now. From Leshrek and Ogre, plus the benefit of the chilling touch. Ogre already hits hard enough as it is, so he does well over like.
And the vortex, which increases all that magic damage.
Pretty nice stuff.
Yeah, that's some potency. I'm not surprised that they can kill easily. I'm more surprised that not only did Heen go up to that lane once, but he's heading back up there again. He's going to try to path block a little, but this is a very brave Earthshaker, and I'm not sure how well it's going to work out for him. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, some pressure onto this tier 1 tower. Ryzen chipping away at it as March goes into the Metamorphosis form with a couple of illusions.
Look at the damage. Metamorphosis, man.
Just look at it.
Just look at it.
You
Look
gotta-
at the right
You
click.
just got to sit back and look at it.
That and the liquid fire, that's an easy tier 1 if I ever saw one myself. Look at it go. Oh, the last second glyph.
Well, we've got to see a Glyph at her ticket, man.
Who's
They're
gonna
not
get
gonna
it?
get a ticket this time. It's the Terror Blade, and now maybe they'll go on Tootie. No, they don't have anything to initiate with. They have only pushing abilities, no ice path.
Man, oh man, before 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's Terror Blade for you, folks.
Dude, this Terror Blade, all of a sudden, he's got some big farm. Even though Lesh got those kills, this is gonna kind of make up for it here. As Terror Blade is gonna be in
Ogre
pretty
doesn't
good
like
shape.
it. Like, I'm tired of top. Now I got to deal with this guy down here, and he makes an appearance, quickly pops a clarity, and it looks like he will be leveling up that ignite. Does more of that reliable damage, and the slow is just oh so sweet.
Yeah.
But Power Tread's now in the hands of Terrorblade, so what was once a squishy little boy is now a mediocre teenager. And then he finally gets his real items and becomes a man.
Yep. Yeah. He's getting that hair on his chest, hitting puberty, and on his way to being the big man on campus, big wolf. Well, Lesh completely forgoing Diabolic Edict here, so it looks like CSW not going to be pushing in the near future. Instead, they're going for more of this team fight. I'm curious how this Lesh will end up building. He does have Soul Ring boot just on brown boots for now. I don't know what Chronosphere is, but see what's going on with that. But this strikes me as just a BKB game. I think Musica could probably go for an early BKB and be pretty well suited. Bloodstone, another great item on the left. Just general tank items.
Yeah, it's not every day we run into a more
Rise in. He walks
oh
too
boy.
far forward. He takes a fire blast from McGee, and well, they don't have the damage to bring him down. But that Quaswex Invoker helping him out quite a bit.
Yeah. You don't get to have that benefit when you're going Quas Exor too much. You're more just heavy right click, but that quick tornado just slows their roll enough to allow their dragon friend to step on back and avoid any sort of incoming danger. And now Forev is back where he was last game. He's just kind of farming up in the jungle. And previously he did go right for the Midas after grabbing that null, but for now he does have the Sage's Mask, so he might instead pass over the Midas this game. But regardless, could potentially just go right for the same structure, the Orchid, and then looking to make a big team fight presence.
Yeah. Last game, he also had safe lane farm. So that's an important distinction to make. Usually you don't see a Prophet sort of in the middle of a tri-lane getting all that farm, and that's what really let him get that early Midas and kind of ball out of control. But
oh, here we go again.
Here's the
Terror
push.
Blade. Yeah, he's popped up the Metamorphosis. He's flexing his muffles, and he's going to go right down the mid lane, and we're going to look at the damage.
did you say muffles?
I just like accidentally slurred a bit. It's getting pretty. You could just let me have that. Look at the damage. Stop looking at my words. Look at the damage.
Oh, I'm looking at it. And it's,
Look at the damage.
Oh boy,
Get that
this is
clip
even
out.
This is without Forge Spirits too. It could be even more potent.
Damage.
Flies through. Plenty of time left on the old Metamorphosis there. The liquid
Oh
fire.
my, the damage.
Oh, boy. Yeah, sometimes you just got to stop and look at it.
Look at the damage. The tower is down. That's 2 towers. I do like this though. This is
6.5
they're getting
minutes.
objectives.
Yeah, dude.
All
they're-
over the place.
They see this Naga and they're like, you know what, we want no part of this late game Naga. Terrorblade, you're going early skirmish build. Get that bracer, get your drums.
And we'll see you back in another minute and a
Yeah,
half.
play us a ditty, and once that Metamorphosis is up, we're ready to fight, bro. And Lesh, wow, he even gets an early point in Pulse Nova. This is a big rarity. You don't see a Lesh grab Pulse Nova early on so often, mostly because you just don't have the mana to sustain it.
You don't see Lesh in this kind of a role either.
Yeah.
So
Fair
I
enough.
really don't know what to expect from
even
that
the,
ugly
the
face
core Lesh,
freak.
though.
Yeah.
Hey, be nice to Pony
It
Boy.
looks like he fell right on his face.
It's not his fault his mom was a Billy Goat.
Oh, here we go. They are shifting up to the top.
Yep, here we go. And Tornado
Tornado.
flies through. Whoa, falls short on the Godot. But there's your Sprout. Rising comes
Go,
in.
Dot!
And that'll be the end of the mana.
Oh, no more mana. Sorry, now you're
Oh,
just an ogre with a
Magooch.
club.
The Jelly rolls. He'll be able to walk his way to safety with that max movement speed from the Stampede. That global presence of Tootie, keeping his friend alive.
That's why the Horse God is picked first. He just adds so much to the game globally, whether it's defensively or offensively. Tootie! Tootie Fruity.
Little Richard to the max. They're going to put a lane ward down here. So they're really going hard. Musica, he's going to be in trouble, Pony Boy. You better gallop back to the stables because they're coming for you.
And for now, they're continuing to add pressure top. I mean, just Forev, you know, he's got the Treants. We got Liquid Fire. The push is very much real. We might not even need our damage-dealing friend to join us on this one. We could probably do this without him. So they're
Yeah.
thinking about making a go right here, and I'm not seeing anyone nearby, and they know. They got a nice aggressive board planted right here behind the tower, as you can see. And they'll definitely know when anyone's looking to come by.
Yep. And there is another glyph. Will they even bother using it this time? And yep, there you go.
They
I
better.
like this. CSW, man, that's efficiency right there, baby. They'll get this tower for free, and now
Tier 1s before 10 minutes. I like it.
this is good stuff. Now they're going to rotate mid. We'll see MVP make a hold and maybe look to take a team fight also, clear up some of the Naga illusions, and yeah, that'll just be a freebie. So it's 0-2, but MVP Phoenix, they're actually not really ahead in gold.
This time they use the Metamorphosis to pull off a nice defense, so the muffles are real.
The muffles are sometimes you gotta just flex them and see what's going on. Well, the problem with this strategy though for MVP is it just doesn't work as well as it used to. Just looking at the gold graph, you look at this and say, wow, look at all those towers they've taken down, but they don't even have a four-figure gold lead. It's only about 750 right now.
Yeah.
And they're actually at an experience disadvantage.
But that's not what's really important. It's that they're restricting the farm back from CRW.
Yep. And they are limiting map control. That's for damn sure. Dire side with that Roche advantage is a little less of an advantage when you don't have access to the pit. But Naga has her Aquila now on the brown boots, getting a little stack action here in the jungle as Fixers going for it. But there's your drum on the Terrorblade. So March, he's in fighting shape. Nice early on here, tanking up a bit.
Drum on the Terrorblade, drums are coming up on the Invoker. These boys love their percussions. The little drummer boy throws out a tornado, though, in the mid lane, and EMP. It's not going to catch on anyone, and he will have to promptly jump back. Stampede! Here we go, boys! Two Beefcake boys are looking for a little bit of a wizard right here. They pop it off right now. Fire Blast, Ice Blast are coming as well. Glitch, slash, dash right now, and the wizard will fall. Harry Potter, see you later.
Take that, Malfoy. Well, now you get a freebie. They use the Stampede to much avail. Kind of a much-needed kill on the Invoker also. He's farming pretty well. Trying to do a little bit of a split push down bottom. They'll get half damage to the Tier 2 tower, but Frost Fingers comes in. He's found his level 6. He's throwing snowballs. Oh, God, there might be some ice in it. And that'll repel him for now.
Look out for yellow snow.
Uh-oh, yeah. Tell that to Heen over here, old yellow Earthshaker. He's got his arcane boots. That's nice, and there he goes.
That's the nice thing is he didn't have a good time in the early laning phase, but getting these towers, that does add a little bit of extra change in his pocket without him having to do a whole lot, that's for sure.
Well, things slowing down a little bit, but here's the rotation up top. Oh, God, Pony Boy. They're going to send him back to the stable.
Harry Potter, I got my stick out. I'm going to get you, you ugly horse, billy goat face son of a gun. And I got my friend here, the Treant. We're going to go into a little bit of skirmish inside this sprout. There's nothing you can do about it because that EMP is guaranteed to land. Boom. Redemption had there for the wizard.
I hear they eat horses in some countries, Kato Guy. Tootie, he's going to get the totem, but oh, no, it's not enough. He's got the stick charges. Heen, a little upset with that one, but QO coming in. Can he get the sniper rifle tornado? Nope, he's already used it. Oh, what a bummer there. Old Big Brad, he lives with just a few hit points to spare.
What's Terrorblade been doing? He used his Metamorphosis here, but he's like just kind of taking away these stacks and doing a little bit of work in the jungle. But more importantly, you got to look at the damage.
Yeah, just look at it, man. 166. How's Naga doing? Looking for Radiance. 1,900 gold. Wow, Fixers is actually farming pretty damn well this game. It's Naga. He knows where to go.
Bloodstone or Shrek, he just bull rush for a Bloodstone, even on the back end of that pick off on the top. Now
see, but this is a bit of a gamble. Musica here, he's going to have to get some charges on it. It's a gamble. He likes to roll it. You got an Ogre on your team.
Look at the damage up top. He is just unleashing, but he eats the snowball. Stampede, quickly cut short. The forecast is a tornado to your face. And he's got a backup right there.
It's a Mana Storm. Go Dot, he's going to live. The Department of Transportation, go, go, go.
That does slow them down a bit. We can still have one Metamorphosed Illusion here, getting some sweet little right clicks in. But
Towers come out, or a Glyph has come out. Lightning, that'll get rid of the illusion. Can they get the deny? Yeah, they sure can. But the wraparound, Fixers is coming in, puts him to sleep. Jigglypuff.
Don't sing.
Here we go.
Ice Blast. Tornado falls up. Invoker does go down, gets off what he can, but it looks like it is going to be a nice swift two-man takedown right now. Terrorblade has to get away from this one. His Thunder was already used, and he should be able to retreat. He moves pretty quick.
Yeah, he'll be able to live. We actually didn't really consider the great synergy that the Song of the Siren has with Lesh. We can get in there and get that Pulse Nova going a little bit, and if they're locked in place, man, that Lightning Storm takes a lot of bounces and does a surprising
he wants
amount
more
of damage.
whiff on the split earth right there. Unfortunately, won't catch breath.
Whiffs that one, but
Dire's top tower has been
that's all right. Good stuff. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, though,
what is he doing?
Comes out, but Ryzen, whoa, he's pushing deep. MVP
he is elbow deep right now. And I don't know, man. Okay, Yeah, I saw the potential, but that's not going to work. They sidestep. He's still on the run. Stop chasing
He
me.
turns, gets a little lick in before he goes down.
Help me, somebody.
Well,
No,
Nature's
he's done
Prophet
for.
thinking about it, cancels it and says, sorry, friend, you're all on your
Team.
own. And, yeah, Lesh will get another one up on the scoreboard there.
That's nice. They conveniently wait for Lesh to come in so he get that extra point on his Bloodstone.
Yep. Well, getting 14 charges. Not 14. What am I talking about? 11 charges. Pretty solid, though. Not dying quite yet. Good stuff for Pony Boy. What's he going for next? 1,400. I still think a BKB is going to be in his near future. You got to get that magic community going on. And Naga Siren, though, following that team fight up top, pretty close to the Radiance. Still looking for a great timing. Looking at like maybe a 16, 17-minute Radiance, depending on how these next few skirmishes go. With that, CSW, they're down bottom. Ice Path onto Musica. And no follow-ups there. It's just Jakiro. He'll make the solo defense, and they'll be repelled just like that.
Holding strong for now. Guess who still has all of their towers? That's MVP. So while they've taken a significant amount of objectives from the map, only 2 more tier 2s to stand here on the outer tower situation for CSW. MVP looking still pretty strong, but looking over the net worth graph, it's not that significant of a gold lead for them. Only about 2,000 gold.
Yeah, 2,000 gold, but 2,000 XP on the way of CSW, who, hey, they rendezvous, they hit the pipe. And now they're looking for the opening. Oh, and they might find it. Blink Dagger on Brad. They going on to QO. Frost Fingers throws out the snowball. It'll hit him. Oh, no, it'll be a shatter. Lesh gets another one up on the scoreboard. That's a dominating streak for old Pony Boy.
Nice quick grab, and this is now their opportunity to move down mid. Metamorphosis was already popped here from March, so he's going to try to use it to his advantage for a bit of a defense, but he's all alone for now. And looking to come in from behind is the rest of his squad. You know, Heen obviously doesn't have his Blink Dagger thrown together just yet, but speaking of which, there is going to be a Blink Dagger quickly grab, but before we can go on to that, it looks like the Ice Path is going to go catch on America, and
Tootie.
he does pull him back.
Gonna get a little fruity. He gets chopped down. They get the tower, and that'll be it. Just 1 for tower trade. I think CSW will be okay with it. Happy to throw away their Centaur for that one, but Terrorblade, he's commencing the rat. He's got the Yasha, so that means a Manta and maybe some more of those pesky illusions coming out here, Cattle Guy.
Yep. Pretty much the standard. So Yasha is going to add already so much potential to him. I mean, 200 damage at this point when he pulls out Metamorphosis is just very, very nice.
Blink Dagger up on the Jakiro, first core item.
Yeah, that's what I saw pop out in the, right at the beginning of that fight. That's interesting. I guess that allows him to move on in, get some extra liquid fire hits on these towers, and then quickly blink out, kind of similar to what you see your Nature's Prophet kind of do when he does his side push.
Also some setup for the Ice Path. Make sure you're always in position to interrupt those TPs. And QO, he's getting a little crafty here in the mid lane. Look at this. He's pulling aggro out of the mid. And he'll just pull him into the jungle so that maybe they can push out a little bit more into that tier 2. But I wonder if this was intentional or just unlucky. I feel like it had to be intentional, but is going to have to ghost walk. There's a lot of heroes missing off the map, and he does not want to get jumped upon with that vision revealed.
No, he's going to use that benefit to kind of scout things out. And there they do see Naga. They're making it go in top lane. Rotation going to come in for Forever, and just right-clicks might be able to do it. Lingering hit. Oh! Cut right off of the front. It's going to be Heen with the long ball Fisher that gets it done. Naga falls. Big grab for them.
Yeah, it puts Heen about halfway to his Blink Dagger. So the Tauren Chieftain here, he's looking to be in pretty good shape. And only 1 outer tower remaining. Let's look at the graph, see how things are going. MVP still hanging on to that very minor gold lead, but they're going to have to keep this momentum up if they want to have a chance at dealing with this Naga, who does have the Relic, not quite at the Radiance. That was a much-needed kill.
Oh, Ice Blast, they scout out. Oh, the jumping hoof stomp dragon, that Blink Dagger. It's cute and fun, but when you get caught out like that, you're not going to be going anywhere.
Yeah, now Lesh picks up the Ogre Club and then into BOTs. So, Musica. Wow, I'm a little surprised, actually. The movement speed is great on Lesh, of course, with your Pulse Nova. You run in there, you're flashing all the damage, you're running on at light speeds, but I'm just surprised he didn't go for the BKB, I guess, a little sooner.
Well, we'll see. He seems to be doing pretty nice farm, though, for himself. And
Yeah,
being
number
able
one
to
on the
kind of
network.
race alongside your opponents while dealing out all that significant damage with your Pulse Nova and with your Edict doesn't hurt either. So they're making it work, plus his ability to be able to be in the fray when needed. But the split push is very much real here from MVP. You see Invoker constantly dancing around the top lane. Terrorblade keeps his stuff on the bottom. Jakiro's been, well, trying to be as cheeky as possible with that Blink Dagger purchase. And they're really trying to spread CSW thin here across the map.
Yeah, smoke rotation from CSW. They're going to move into the Radiant jungle. Terrorblade Illusion is there, but of course won't break the smoke as they see him just doing a bit of split farm, maybe leech a little bit of experience here as they rotate through, ping out the mid lane. Only a couple seconds left on the smoke, and Ice Blast will come in, won't see anything, and we'll see what they can do with this gank. Now, Forev did go for the Orchid, same as last game, so wants to stay aggressive.
March pops his Metamorphosis, so they're looking to make something happen, and that something's coming right their way. As Centaur pulls out Stampede, looks to push on in, but Echo Slam going to catch on 2 here, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage between Lesh and Ogre, both pretty tanky supports by this point. Quickly, Heen's going to fall and realize that, but looking to right-click from the high ground is March. Forev very, very low, will also go down. CSW getting the best of this one thus far. Ice Path, though, sneaking in from Raisin, and unfortunately, they also lose Terrorblade. This is falling apart quickly for MVP, and they have to desperately get out of this one.
Yeah, Musika showing what the core Lesh is all about, doing so much damage to the Nature's Prophet came in, and sure he has an Orchid, but he's so damn squishy that the Lesh just cut him down with all that magic damage. QO still ghost walked up, looking perhaps for a recovery kill if he can find it, but not going to have anyone at near low enough health, and now Naga basically at that Radiance. A much slower timing than she would have hoped, but few more team fights like that, and MVP Phoenix will be in big, big trouble as they've put so much stock into knocking down these towers, and that'll just keep slowing down their momentum. Terrorblade still hasn't found any item progression past the Yasha.
And looks like Naga gets her fancy little Radiance, so now the farm is going to begin to accelerate that much further, looking to push her into those Boots of Travel, and then get the bit of extra life from there, whether it be your Manta, straight into Heart, or what have you. Something that we've seen plenty of already today, and we're going to see plenty more of as the game does progress. And an Orchid also going to be built on Invoker.
Yeah, the double Orchid. Interesting.
Unless that's going to be an early refresher, but I'd imagine more so being the Orchid.
Yeah, I would imagine it's a double Orchid. Not a bad choice. Great for locking down the Naga Siren, you know, silencer, so she can't just Song of the Siren to run away. But not a lot of versatility. It's a very glass cannon-y item, of course, gives you no real tank ability and does make you kind of more susceptible to that Radiance burn and also just the damage from Lesh. I feel like this is a game where maybe some casual cloaks could be in order based on the momentum that this Lesh rack has picked up. 7-1-2 for Musika. And he'll soon have a BKB. So even if it's not just a bunch of casual cloaks, someone needs to prioritize that pipe. And also interesting to see MVP not getting a mech this game. They prioritized the mech in the last match we saw. And here they're not doing it, even though this is a kind of a fight-oriented early game, and also with all the pushing. Obviously, mech synergizes with that quite well.
And MVP are just going to continue with their game strat of trying to split the map. Jakira was just briefly up there at the top, forced to blink up to the woods to TP out. They almost scouted him out, but not going to be so lucky, while March adds pressure with his Terrorblade on bottom. But he desperately needs to move forward. It looks like he is going to go right for the Manta. His ultimate orb is going to be picked up right now, and he'll just continue to step on back and farm through the jungle because he'll need to get what he can, because as Naga continues to build up her own set of farm, she's not going to only be taking away a lot of farm from her own side, but she's going to start spreading to the other side of the river and taking away what Terrorblade would love to have in his own.
Yeah. And looks like Forev will just jack the Dire Ancients, a little double stack there, so finding himself a little pick-me-up. He does go for a Shadow Blade now, so Orchid into Shadow Blade, going for the right click once more, having a lot of attack speed, solid DPS, and just going for that solo pick-off potential. You know, it can be rather sneaky, and with the Orchid, can certainly find solo kills on the squishier heroes, but there aren't too many of them. Naga, Centaur, Lesh, and Ogre, all pretty tanky at this point. It's really just that Ancient Apparition that's a free kill if the Prophet can catch him off guard. QO will bump into a double damage rune, and we'll probably look to TP up top as CSW pushing this tower pretty hard. Glyph has already been used. They won't get the deny, and it ends up just being a freebie for the Dire side. Lesh getting the last hit, and that will secure his Black King bar.
Man, Musika's very, very farm. He's got 15 charges on his Bloodstone. This little Shrek, man, he's doing pretty nice work so far, and it's only going to get better once he gets this BKB, so I'm really curious to see how much potential he has, because he can definitely take down those big illusions coming out from the Terrorblade. So, you know, this is something we don't get to see every day in this new meta being formed together, where Terrorblade is coming in from most of these teams, even with the recent nerf.
Yep. So more core items coming out across the board here. We talked about the BKB on Lesh, but now the BOT is up on the Dire Naga. Radiant side, you've got the Manta on Terrorblade, and looks like old Jakiro moving into and Aghanim Scepter getting that sniper rifle macro pyre, and there's your Blink Dagger up on the Earthshaker. So both teams taking the more passive route as we move into this mid-game, just farming up the core items, and well, the farm war begins. Naga Siren versus Terrorblade. Even though Naga has the Radiance, TB still only trailing by about 500 net worth. March doing a pretty good job just working this jungle and finding lots of farms.
And for MVP side, man, they're still looking to hold strong for now. I was just going to say that we really haven't seen a whole lot of action near the Roche Pit thus far, but CSW might be the first to kind of inch themselves towards that area. But for now, they're kind of just circling the neighborhood and looking to make something happen from it. Ancient Apparition got the first makings of his Agnums. Would love to benefit from a lot more of that. That will make things a little bit more trickier as far as the sustainability on the side of MVP. But yeah, man, they're playing it very patiently. It's looking like it's going to be another slow-paced one. Hate to say it, but you know, both teams really need to take the time to find the farm they want before they execute any sort of big game plan.
Yep, Snowballs versus Macro Pyres. I know which one should win on paper, but both of them going for that Aghanim's upgrade and kind of have the same idea in mind. We'll see Tootie now with his Force Staff complete, and you know, he can basically just draw a line across the middle of the map, and that's the line neither team will be too interested to cross. And well, as I say that, CSW, they're getting a little more aggressive. Invoker scouts it out with his Ghost Walk on. And
so timid right now, just
yeah,
creeping on in, looking for an opportunity on bottom, but they're not on bottom. You already have Heem waiting on the sideline over here, and Terribly, who's currently farming out the jungle. So scouts of Illusions constantly popping out. There's a quick smoke right there. Illusions are not going to pop that smoke, but Ogre is the closest one to shift on in. They see the Illusion Room, but that's not going to be him. But a Ghost Walk from Invoker's going to see it, pops the EMP, Stampede, now pulls the trigger on the fray in the fight, and Musica moves on with the BKB, but they're not getting a whole lot, so they're going to quickly call out the retreat, but no, it doesn't stop them from TPing out. CSW try to make the retreat. Ancient Apparition not going to be so lucky. Ogre does get the Force Staff over the fissure on that one, but he also will not make it out, so both your supports on CSW will go down, and now looking to shift down from the south of this bottom lane is going to be MVP, and Terrorblade with that metamorphosis, man.
Yeah, they will get the gem. That's the big trade there. Ogre had one in the inventory, and they'll steal it from old Jelly Roll, and that adds to the net worth change. It doesn't get reflected on the team fight recap, but a damn big deal. Now they'll be able to grab some more map control and some much-needed kills. Looking at the graph now, MVP about 3,000 gold, 5,000 experience, furthering their lead, and unfortunately, that Echo Slam completely wasted, does not cut through the Black King bar. And, well, Heen got a first-hand taste of that dose of reality there.
And now, we'll see if CSW look to bounce back as, you know, still neither team considering making a move into the Roche Pit. It's just not safe. Both teams have such great use of their illusions. It's just so easy to scout out and grab that bit of intel.
And you know what?
Really no safe.
You can't hate on Heen too hard. That's a really recent change. That used to interrupt TPs through BKB pre 6.82. Yeah. So that's one of those old habits die hard, as they say. Comic guy.
You just gotta.
Hard to teach an old dog new tricks.
Now he'll know. Won't be making that mistake again, I'm sure.
His team's saying, you got to read those patch notes, silly goose. I'm sure he read them, but it's those reactions, you know, heat of the moment, you're thinking about it. Eek. Well, Pony Boy's still in good shape. He didn't die in that fight, as we saw, so his farm still continues.
Ooh, in the jungle nearby, they try to make it go on Ancient Apparition was the Invoker moving in, but there's your Stampede as they do pull him out, and maybe they're considering going for a counter initiation. Your Naga Illusions do see the Invoker and continue to go on the hunt. Oh, and Jakiro uses the benefit of that Blink Dagger to get away from the harassment that could be coming. And they make a quick slither out from the enemy territory. So they do move in. They were hoping to get a quick grab there on the Ancient Apparition, but they will not be so lucky.
Oh, maybe in the bottom lane. They'll find the Naga, though, Forev using that Shadow Blade. There's your Orchid to get things started. Out comes the Sprout. Do they have enough damage? The Soul Bird enough to bring him down. That'll be a 1-0 to get things started. Now Musica coming in with the ultimate on. Finds the kill on the Invoker. They also get one on Jakiro around the backside. Heen on the run. Split Earth is a miss, but Tootie, he'll hop over the tree line, connects with the stun. The gem hits the deck. It's a 3-for-1, and they reclaim their gem. CSW there with a response and get a big net worth change moving in their favor.
Yeah, the Leshrek Boots of Travel to come in with the mobility of the Blink Dagger allows them to get right in the heat of the fight and be able to contribute so much additional damage. They end up taking down 3. Now, they didn't have the benefit of Terrorblade for this one. He had been busy farming up the top lane, which you kind of expect to happen right there, but CSW, man, they lose their Naga, but it definitely works out in their favor.
Yeah, still get a very solid exchange out of it. And March, he is getting a little bigger. Looks like Scatty may be coming out in his future. He's got that first ultimate orb and 1,600 gold. So basically an ultimate orb away from the big item that really helps beef him up and gives him all that slow utility. So far from over. Still keeping up kind of blow for blow with the Naga as ETP's back. Naga Siren, after getting picked off there, that'll slow down her farm even more. Now just a Yasha on the BOTs and still working to really come online at only 12K net worth. Lesh is still topping the charts.
Yeah, that's refreshing to see. I like that. I mean, normally by now you'd see the Naga start to take things over, especially that she's had her Radiance already for quite a while, but Leshrek has been holding his own, and he's definitely clearing out waves very easily now.
Digging on these funds. 18 Bloodstone charges, dude. That's no joke. That's instant respawn territory here.
Oh, yeah.
So this is big news. That's basically you're gonna have to kill Lesh twice, maybe even thrice, if he wants to burn buyback here. So I don't know. I think Dire side in okay shape, but still a pretty even game. MVP with a gold and experience lead. However, it is 14-6. Both teams have the potential to take a good team fight, and it's kind of been more about the initiation than anything else. Forev still going with this hard control and build. Grabs the Orchid first, and now moving in to the Scythe of Vice. Getting a little bit of Hex out on the field as, mid lane. Ryzen, you got to be careful, buddy. There's a lot of enemies inbound. These Nagas going to start burning you down, and it does not tickle.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the Blink Dagger is definitely a bit questionable because he's not getting away from these illusions. The range is going to keep burning, and as you can see right there, he's done for. Where a Force Staff might have been a little bit better because that secures more of a better getaway, but you know, who am I to judge? Unfortunately, though, Jakiro will end up falling as they quickly catch up to him on the back end of his Stampede, and he will fall.
Well-gotten gains.
Yep. Well, that's another free pick-off. Nothing too game-changing there. It looks like Jakiro's still 1,900 gold away from his Aghanims. So going to take him a little longer to complete that one, but I agree that the Blink Dagger does seem a little bit odd in this game relative to a Force Staff just because of the Radiance burn.
Meanwhile, March continues to farm it on up. He's going to have to build it up. He wants to contest this now big hitting Leshrek as well as the Naga Siren. He's got another ultimate orb. This is going to be your build forward into a Scotty, which will definitely benefit with a lot of the extra stats. Of course, the slow, the cold doesn't hurt too much either, so he's going to just make it work for himself. Meanwhile, Evoker, he's been doing a lot of work with this Ghost Walk right now, trying to get as much intel as possible.
He's been like a mobile ward this game almost more than anything else. Every time I see him, he's just a step ahead of the team with the Ghost Walk on, and they know it. Needs to be careful now as they've reclaimed their gem. It's in the inventory of the AA. So, just something he needs to keep on the back burner. Smoked up Jakiro. He'll put a ward down on the high ground, get some good vision for the Radiant, see exactly what's going on. See that Naga Siren coming over. Stampede, but they won't be able to catch up to Ryzen as 2D blinks forward, but well, just a little short on that one.
And they'll go ahead and step back. Just more flirting, but no one looking to go in and make that first big move. As it's going to be a bit, they realize as the game goes on, the Leshrek gets bigger, that they're going to definitely have to build up a whole lot more. Forev's not having as easy of a time as he did in the previous game. You know, being able to bring a lot with his Nature's Prophet. He does have a Shadow Blade. I didn't even notice when he picked that up.
Oh, he had that early on. That was his item after Orchid. So he went Orchid, Shadow Blade, Hex.
Ah, okay.
So, yeah. It's done a little bit with it. Set up that kill on the Naga in the last fight, but it's been a hell of a lot. QO coming in, and he needs to be careful. Well, he's dead. So that's the problem when you're that mobile ward. That Ancient Apparition's nearby. They'll have the detection, and it ends up being another freebie for CSW.
Nice quick snag on him, and just benefits from another sweet kill and another sweet charge. Lesh now at 20 on his Bloodstone, man. That's some serious regen on your Leshrek.
Some serious shit. Look at that. Plus 29.5 on the mana. He's just, it's good stuff. Keep that Pulse Nova going.
And now smoked up, CSW, they're looking to move on in. They would love to get hold of someone, but a prompt TP out from Forev is not going to allow for an easy grab, as they did have the vision from the ward on the cliff right there. But quick reaction from him, knowing that something is definitely up. And he pings up the ward, so that definitely gives them to tell that they have the vision in the area. But CSW, I mean, they could have used this opportunity then to move on to the Roche pit, but they're going to play it very cautious and safe. Not looking to move in just yet. I mean, they're not the hugest Roche team because they have a lot of magic damage, and pretty much Naga's going to be the one to have to really right-click it down, but, you know, she's kind of busy getting things done elsewhere, building up the farm.
So, Heen, he's going to get left behind as he gets scattered out by the illusion. Centaur sets it up. Musika's there with the follow-up stun, and they get another free pick. MVP, they don't want it to be a freebie this time. 2D in the front lines taking a lot of damage as March just laying into him, but now Musika coming in, and look how much damage the Terror Blade does. You just look at it, Kyle Guy. Godot now, he might be in some trouble, but there's your sleeper. Fixers will create the space his team needs to make the escape, except Ancient Apparition falls to the side from Forev, but still a 1 for 2, and MVP, well, they'll get a pretty good exchange out of that one.
Oh, he tried to use the back end of his Metamorphosis to go right into the pit and try to get as much damage off as possible. He still has a little bit of extra time here, but he's going to need a little bit of extra oomph. They want to try to take down this Roche quickly, and there's the Forev coming up from the high ground, drops out his trees to help take it up quite a bit, and well, March tried to get off the last bit of illusions right there. But here comes Naga's illusions. They're going to scout this out and maybe consider contesting because now Roche is only at half life.
Yeah. I think they can make a pretty strong contest here, except they don't have Song of the Siren, which is kind of a big one in terms of securing this. Now, Musika on the high ground. If they want to go in, they'll have to do it now. Roche will end up going down to the Radiant, picked up by Terrorblade. Now QO in the Ghost Walk, but has gotten dusted. They get the kill on the Nature's Prophet. Musika in the pit, taking a lot of damage. March just laying into him. He does commit suicide.
He's already
March
back
will
up.
get isolated, but gets off a Sunder onto Tootie. That'll pick him back. Here comes Heen with the dump. The dunk. March. He's already used the Aegis, but now Godot, he's in some trouble. He's going to get clicked pretty hard. He'll take the Orchid from QO, and it'll be a kill on the Terrorblade. So Musika continuing the godlike streak. Compliments of that suicide, looking to come in and continue to clean this up. Finds Heen. Ogre Magi falls off to the side. He's not out of the clear yet. And yeah, he should go down to the left.
Man,
so it's
oh man.
double kill this Lesh. 17 charges still on the Bloodstone.
It was valiant effort. They went in there. They did end up getting the Roche and getting the Aegis, but they quickly lost it as it was just a shuffle from CSW that moved themselves right into the pit. They contested, and they ended up winning, even though the epic dump did come in and it wasn't quite enough. Unfortunately, it's Musika with the suicide and immediate respawn time with the boots of travel to get right back into the fray that allowed them to really take control of the whole fight.
Yeah, the dunk was what really turned it around. Also getting off that Sunder. Oh, big stuff from MVP. End of the day, it's kind of a break even though. The Aegis is expired and still just a 5,000 gold, 5,000 experience lead for MVP. Doesn't really accelerate things too much. Lesh forced to use a big cooldown on that suicide, but there's a huge streak to his name. And speak of the devil, will just BKB, TP out, Musika, he'll live as a Shiva's Guard now. And an Ultimate Orb, so still quite big, and there will be a lot of gold spilled once he finally goes down. If it ever happens.
If he goes down.
If he goes down,
He's
yeah,
putting on
maybe
a
that's the
clinic
thing.
as this Leshrac and making it really difficult. And while MVP are maybe considering getting focused on trying to take him down, the Naga's just doing her thing, continues to farm on up. Now, she isn't farming quite as fast. I mean, Leshrac's also taking a lot of farm for himself, but she's at 2,600 gold after already having the Manta and the Radiance, and of course her Boots of Travel. But now she starts to maybe consider building up some life. Now she could really be the star of the show once Leshrac, you know, decides to hand it over. Well, top lane.
Looks to TP out, but
Yeah.
Naga's there. Their little net that'll interrupt him, and that'll be the end of it. So the Dire Gem did get handed over in the Roche pit. That's one thing we didn't mention, but it is the Invoker carrying it around. So now QO feels very safe doing his little Shadow Walk, mobile ward trickery here as he just moves around, and now moving into a Maelstrom. So looking for a little bit of right click, using that Alacrity, and just racking up the attack speed. Now 2D comes in right onto QO.
Uh-oh, they
uses
got
a
dust.
and a Stampede, but he's off all by his lonesome here. He won't be able to close the gap on the Invoker. He does have a
here
double
it
damage
comes.
rune on. Musika coming in, but March laying into him
Oh,
hard.
they're gonna
There's
get
the
him.
Orchid. They're going to get Musika. This is going to be the end of the big streak. 850 gold going the way of the Invoker. The dunk from Heen zones out Godot. And the rest of CSW will make it back to the base, it looks like. Lesh does come back in just a matter of seconds thanks to all those Bloodstone charges. But let's look at that recap. That kill alone was a solid 1,300 net worth change.
Yeah, most of that going towards Invoker, it looks like. So he definitely benefits from it after he just recently picked up the Maelstrom. It's going to put him a whole lot closer if he wants to just finish out the Mjolnir right after. And Terrorblade being involved as well certainly doesn't hurt either, as he already has that Scotty, and now he nearly has 4K gold. So Terrorblade is becoming quite the problem, and you can see that even the big, powerful Leshrek doesn't really hold too much because he gets the global help from your Nature's Prophet, who does silence him on out, and then the right-click just really unloads, and you can see the damage just really, really rack it.
Up top, ooh, Pereb. Hide in the tree line. Tootie will find him, connects with the stun. Musica comes in. He's got a Blink Dagger of his own, and well, Ancient Apparition will get credit for that one as the Ice Blast flies through, and they punish the potential rat of the Nature's Prophet, and they get a pretty comparable net worth gain following that pick off there. So still putting this Lesh to good use. Down to 12 Bloodstone charges, but still holding steady as he blinks over again. Now on to Rise and connects with the Split Earth, and there you go. Musica just finding solo kills here on Ponyboy. 12, 3, and 6 now.
Shakiro's always out trying to push out these lanes, but really can't get away. Force Staff. Can't help but feel like a Force Staff would be nice. Blink Dagger's making it hard to get away. There's just so much constant burn coming out from your Leshrek, from your Radiance. It's making it tricky to get this mobile. Meanwhile, top lane, they're getting caught out. Ice Path, they're moving on in. They want March. March moves on through. He already uses Sunder, so he's already very, very low on life. But look who it is. It's Leshrek jumping on through. Nice BKB, locks him in place, and they take down the fearsome big dark one.
And Keen left behind, trying to make space for his friend. It's going to be a disaster, and now all of a sudden there's 4 heroes dead on the side of MVP. And two straight pickoffs, and then this 2-for-0 exchange. And CSW getting a lot of momentum off this. The Glyph will come out, but they will be able to secure this Tier 2 tower at the very least. Maybe they'll continue pressing forward. Terrorblade does not have a buyback here. This is 45 seconds where their big farm position 1 is in the grave, and that'll make this hold a bit more difficult. QO throwing out the tornado.
That's a Agnum's Macro Pyre.
Yeah, that's
look
your
at the
sniper
girth on that thing. That's ridiculous. You never really see these items picked up on Jakiro. This is funky fresh indeed, and that's going to be a long zone Macro Pyre for now, but holy moly, that's interesting. Where's the common pickup, like the Yules?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yule's Force Staff. Instead, he went Blink Aghanims, and the Agh's Macro Pyre is pretty good for exactly that. You can sit back so far, just clear up an entire creep wave, and not really much you can do about it unless you want to stand in the fire. But following that series of pickoffs, Ancient Apparition now has his Aghanim Scepter. He needs to get his hands on the Courier, but does have all the pieces for it, which is, of course, big pickup for CSW. And Naga, 4,600 gold. Looks like Terrorblade spent his money towards a Butterfly. Really smart pickup here. No Hex on the side of the Dire. Oh, pardon me, Lesh has a Hex up now. So that's kind of their only tool to deal with the evasion. But aside from that, he's going to be pretty damn tanky.
Speaking of tanky, though, Naga also picks up her heart. So those illusions going to be that much harder to deal with. And, man, oh, man, things are looking rough. Roche is going to be up momentarily here, while it looks like MVP are looking to go on the aggressive. They pull out a smoke and kind of move themselves on through the enemy jungle, but they're not going to see anything, as most of CSW have congregated towards the mid and bottom portion. And it's Musica who picks up his own Invis rune, and we'll continue to scout on out. But both teams not going to catch each other until we move up here. They do see Naga, Deafening Blast follow through. They're going to lock her up to hopefully make it happen here, and they will. Nice grab right there on Naga. They have just enough CC to prevent her from getting the song off and getting away.
Yeah, they had to burn the dunk for that one, but still well worth it. The big pick they needed, and Naga does have a buyback available, but dead for 50 seconds, and we'll see what MVP can get off of it. Looks like March will have his completed Butterfly coming out. Yep, flying through on the Courier. And now
so he won't have a buyback, but he's got Metamorphosis, which he pops right there, and he pops out the Illusion.
Yeah, it's a fake back with the smoke. Now they'll come back in, and I thought they were going to back up for Roche, but Nature's Prophet coming right into the front lines. And Mjolnir buff out on the Terrorblade. And they'll just go straight for the tower. 2D in the front lines, uses the BKB. March taking heavy damage, can't get off a Sunder. And Terrorblade will be the first to go down. Like you said, no buyback on him. And this could be a big window of opportunity for the Dire side. Invoker ends up going down as Musica on the run. Keen trying to juke the stun. Musica with the fake pump. Doesn't even need it. We'll just jump on top of him. Hits him with the Shivas. And that'll be a 3-for-0 triple kill for this core Lesh, who is just out of control.
Musica in my ears, I guess you could say, because Leshrek, man, he is putting on so much work. I've not seen a Leshrek do this well in quite a while. It's really, really something and special. And Terrorblade, man, just committed a lot to getting a hold of that butterfly and get it complete, and was banking on the idea of doing the heavy right-click damage and that evasion being a big benefit, but clearly it's not going to be enough. Just the heavy burst that can come out from CSW is going to be more enough to bring him down. And speaking of burst, they get a hold of Forev. They lock him in place immediately. Big macro pyre flies out, but it's not going to be able to help his Treant friend as Nature's Prophet goes down, and, well, I think it's going to be a 5-man takedown. Oh, hey, look, the blink ends up helping. Nope, not for long. He does make it, barely to the staircase, but quickly right on his case is going to be Centaur. They follow it up with a lightning storm. Oh, he's making the run, but a blink in coming out. Leshrek not going to let him get too far, and it's a full team takedown.
Yep. Now the recovery comes in. Musika may go down, uses the BKB. Mega kill streak ended by the Invoker. Compliments of that Sunstrike, but now Heen will go down to the Illusions, and Ancient Apparition ends up falling. Looks like 2D will be able to make the escape, and CSW will get repelled. But following that string of team fights, they have zeroed out the gold lead and now take the experience edge 45 minutes in. Boy, it's a long one, but still an even one at that. CSW with the momentum right now, but getting cleaned up. Puts a little bit back in the hands of MVP. Centaur walks into the danger zone, but he'll be all right.
Yeah, they overextend down there. The tier 2 was still standing with plenty of life, and they wanted to make a fight happen so close to the base. And Terrorblade was down, but he was only down for a minute. So by the time they had extended all the way across the map and approached the MVP base, he was about to be back up. And, it was fun being able to dance around. They ultimately take everyone down on the side of MVP, but this does give them a bit of that rubber band factor, a little bit of extra bounty gold for them to farm up a bit more and look to make a comeback. But Terrorblade's got to be careful. They're rotating in from behind, and he sees an illusion. He's going right for it, but here comes Leshrek looking to turn the corner, gets a nice sheep and locks March in place, and March gets a hoof stop as well, and he can't get anything off. He just quickly gets blown up, and that's just with your Leshrek and with your Centaur. No Naga Necesito as they take down the big bad Terrorblade.
Yeah, meanwhile in the mid lane, Naga coming in, Ryzen. No Blink Dagger going to help you here as the Radiance interrupts it, throws out that sniper rifle, but taking a lot of damage. Some multicast from the Ogre flying through. It'll be the end of the Jakiro. Now QO and Forev coming in, doing a lot of damage to the Naga, but Force Staff will buy her some time. The Ogre ends up chopping down the Invoker. Now the BKB Forev takes the high ground, doing a lot of right clicks, almost finishes off the Ogre. Now tries to TP home. The BKB won't make a difference as the net is there. The physical interrupt cuts him down, and it's a 4-for-0 trade around the map as CSW, they come out way ahead. Huge net worth change in their favor, about 3,600, and they're headed straight towards the base. Buyback status looking pretty grim for the Radiant side. Musika taking down the tower, and Terrorblade going to be one of the first to pop up, but he's going to have to wait that full duration as he has no buyback. Musika just blinks over the fissure. Not a
He
care in
also
the
gets the
world.
last hit on the tower, no problem, perfectly times that out. 5.5k in his offshore account, ready to be picked up right now, and it's just, he can clear out waves, he can push towers, beat the hell out of Terrorblade. What can this man not do besides look pretty?
This guy's making Core Lesh look pretty fucking legit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a strategy that we see too often, and when we do, it usually backfires. But Musika is just destroying faces right now, and Volker gets melted. Now March comes in. He'll have a Sunder available. Musika with still a lot of mana left, going blow for blow with this guy. In comes the follow-up damage. The dunk is there, but Terrorblade goes down. Musika stands his ground, gets the kill on the Earthshaker. This Lesh is still going as Ham as they come. Ham Clubhouse should be the name of this team as they get a full 5-man wipe. And MVP in shambles. They'll lose at least the mid lane of Rax, if not more.
19, 4, and 10. I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of thought as far as who the MVP of this game has been. That was quite the interesting lane setup they had, and there was just no contention. And it doesn't end. They have another takedown, and that's enough. MVP get really,
They get roasted and toasted, dude.
Yeah, CSW, man. I love it.
That was impressive. Musika won over the hearts of many a fan tonight. I'll tell you what.
What?
How many fantasy points was that? Got to be a solid 15.
Props to Straya for that one. Very nice stuff.
17.3 fantasy points. Cheese and crackers. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. MVP Phoenix. They win their first one, but get dethroned in the second. The Terrorblade, he was looking pretty strong, but, well, the Butterfly doesn't do shit against all that magic damage the Lesh can put out.
Man, oh man, that looks so good. And you got to consider the fact that they even had a small little benefit of Ancient Apparition on our team, that Ice Vortex, that additional magic damage when he throws it down.
Woo! Yeah, great synergy there.
That looks good.
Whew. All right, boys. Well, that was game number 3. I believe our 4th match has actually already started. They couldn't wait. I was scheduled to start about 40 minutes ago. So the Zephyr game is underway. We should have one more coming up, but I believe MVP has to play another game in Synergy League before the 5th game can start. So this may well be a very long break, folks. We'll give you an update once I get the official word from the admins as we just finished up this game. But that's Condo Guy. I'm Zyori. Thank you so much for joining us here for these awesome games tonight. We'll be back after this break.
Thank you.